Hey guys, this is John. Final update from Charlotte, North Carolina, here at the Spring Charlotte Grandmaster Norm Invitational. It sounds more natural to say that after saying that for 9 rounds. So this was the last round. I had the white pieces against International Master Steven Zierk. He was on, I believe, +2 going into this game. I was on -1. Nobody in our section could make a GM Norm. There are not prizes in this tournament either, so not a whole lot for the participants to play for other than just getting better at chess, experience, rating points, that sort of thing. So just to set the stage, yeah, no norms at stake. So Zierk played Queen's Gambit Accepted against me, just like my opponent in the 7th round, Grandmaster Denis Borosh. And I actually followed a game, or we followed a game, that I played against Daniel Gurevich from one of the St. Louis Norm Invitationals, I believe back in November that I played. It was the exact same up through, I think, move 14 or so. And I improved on that game against Gurevich. I played Rook AC1, whereas against Gurevich I played Knight B3. And Rook AC1 I think is a small improvement because the idea is White is trying to hold up Black playing A5 and just liquidating all the queenside pawns. The position is nearly symmetric. White is a little bit better, just like a tiny bit for choice, because White's pieces are more active. There's some possibilities of getting the knights into juicy squares like C5 or A5, maybe even transferring the bishop to F3. So it's a slight pull for White, but it's not very much. So play that improvement, Rook C1. Was hoping to try to do something with the position, but I think he found a good reorganization. He brought his rooks to D8 and C8, and then he played Knight B8. And he offered a draw after he played Knight B8. The idea of that move is to play the knight to D7, because I think the knight for Black is just a lot better on D7 instead of C6. He avoids any unpleasantness with bishop F3, so there's no pin on that diagonal to worry about. And I thought about it for a while, but it seemed to me that it's very likely that pieces will all just get swapped off. I was thinking about playing Knight B3 and then trying to work the knight into either A5 or C5, but yeah, and looking at it with the computer afterwards, there's really nothing. It says virtually equal. I think it was giving like plus 0.1 or something for White, which usually means that the position is just going to peter out to a draw. So I took his draw. So ended the tournament on -1. A slight disappointment. My expectation in this tournament based on my rating was +1, I think, because the average rating was about 2450, and let's say I'm like 2470 right now, so +1 is about what I'd be expected to score. But -1 is not a disaster. So my final results, I had 1 win, 2 losses, and 6 draws. And I'd say that's a pretty typical distribution of scores for me in a tournament like this. I tend to be pretty solid, especially after I have a loss or something. I'm pretty good at being able to avoid future losses, make a draw or two if necessary, batten down the hatches. So very rarely do I lose like multiple games in a row, let's say. I mean, it happens to everyone at some point. Like if you notice Aronian at the candidates tournament, you know, he was one of the favorites going in, if not the favorite, and he ended up losing 6 games in that event and only won 1 game. So it can be tough once you get on a losing streak, but fortunately that never happened this tournament. Definitely missed some chances. I think failing to convert, for instance, the game against Michael Brown, failing to defend the position against Tanguy Ringor in, what was that, round 3? I felt I should have been fine in that game. Probably should have equalized out of the opening without any trouble. I played this really awful move, A6. Missed chances against Brandon Jacobson. Had a nice opening there. So, yeah, definitely some missed opportunities. Not like outright blunders, I would say, but some smaller strategic things, positional things. But overall, not terrible. I don't feel too bad about the tournament. So as I mentioned, I'm going to take a little break now from tournament chess, just get back to my normal life. So I think I'll probably be out of tournaments for the next 2, maybe 3 months, at least Norm tournaments. There's one Norm tournament we're having in Minnesota in June that I'll be participating in. So that's my next scheduled tournament. One final thing I wanted to mention, because I was talking about this break. This is actually corresponding with a change in the channel that I'm bringing about, effective immediately. So over the past couple months, I've got so many positive comments about my hair, and also what I'm wearing. You guys are always very astute about, you know, what shirt is John wearing, especially if I'm doing a stream on Twitch. People will often try to predict my wardrobe. And yeah, I've just had so much positive feedback. I've decided to change up my content on the channel, and I'm going to be doing some fashion videos, videos about positive masculinity, because YouTube tells me that 97% of my viewers are male. So I know there's a lot of you guys out there who could perhaps benefit from my knowledge regarding fashion, grooming yourself, maybe some dating advice too. So I know this is a big announcement. I'm gonna be rolling these changes out immediately, but you know, it'll take a little time for it to kick in. I will still do chess videos, of course. Just I'm gonna make the fashion, dating advice, grooming, that sort of stuff the main focus of the channel. So let me know what you guys think about that change, and I'll be back very soon with another video. I'm heading home tomorrow to Minnesota, and had a nice time here in Charlotte, but I'm looking forward to relaxing a little bit, reflecting on my past few months of tournament chess, and also trying to get ready for this tournament in June. So the Grandmaster quest is definitely not over, but you know, just shifting things up a little bit. I'm actually very excited about the change in the channel I was mentioning, because it kind of gives me a new avenue to look towards. Since I'm not a Grandmaster yet, maybe I can impart some advice in other areas other than chess. All right, guys, thanks for following me this tournament, and I'll be back again soon. Hope you had a nice Easter. All right, bye, guys.